Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universal main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to this thing that we call Old School Knicks. We gonna talk that talk the way that you like to have that talk to y'all. I'm joined by my man that is so smooth with 4 O's, he does not require a chaser. My main man, New York's finest, Anthony D, is in the building.
Brr, Bam! Let's
Fully
get
trigger
it.
mine.
Good morning.
The trigger. Yeah, man.
Good morning, Uncle Freezy. Good morning, Nick Nation. And what a good Sunday morning it is. Feel like going to church in my brand new church shoes, and it ain't even Easter anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Woo! Yeah, thank you again for joining us on this journey. It's old school journey, but you know where we got to start, Uncle Freezy.
Them.
You know where we got to start. Kick it off, my guy.
Man.
What was it like for you last night going in? Not even from last night, because yesterday you were on early.
Yeah.
You were on early, you know, getting it, setting the mode, setting the scene. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you do.
Yep.
And you weren't the only, there's different podcasts I think that were on early, but I think you were like the first one on.
Yep.
You know, to really to amp it. So
yeah,
let's talk about it.
Get them juices flowing. Man, first of all, shout out to my cousin Rico from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to my cousin Rico from Cleveland.
Rico Suave in the house?
Yeah. Well, no, he was Suave before that other dude was Rico Suave. Yeah, that's what he liked to say.
Suave.
That's what he liked to say, right? He was Suave before Cats was Rico Suave, right? But shout out to my cousin Rico who said, our best player is crazy. Our point guard is short. Our lottery pick can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? The coach is old. He said all that stuff, and then we get there and we bust they butt. Listen, hey, Rico, if you watching, you know we bust y'all ass yesterday, right? On y'all floor, I'm just saying.
On your pretty well lit floor.
Oh, beautiful. The nails.
Beautiful. When did Cleveland get such a nice arena?
I think it was beautiful. We came in there and stomped the yard.
Yes.
Come in there and stomp the yard. And y'all place is beautiful and shout out to that.
You know, nice. You know what I'm saying? Luxury.
Man, listen, the game yesterday, AD, I ain't gonna lie. The game yesterday, I ain't even gonna lie. We came out and hit them in the mouth early. Remember, we jumped out to a 9-2 lead, and Cleveland was like, oh, snap, they even came to play. They had to fight back in the game and take the lead from us, and it was like that all game.
Yeah.
All game.
It was, you know, there was some, because you and I were talking earlier this morning, there was a little, you know, some jitters.
Yeah.
You know, which is to be expected.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people never played in the playoffs before, you know, Grimes and Mitch.
Right.
And, you know, so they had some early jitters.
Josh Hart.
And, you know, and Brunson got into early foul trouble.
Them ticky-tack.
I mean, it was some bad calls. I mean, even the refs had jitters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the refs was making some faux pas. But let's clean that up, guys.
Yeah.
You know, going forward, let's not have you be a part of the story.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day. But that guy who I have dubbed the new power broker at MSG, he's all that we didn't think he was.
Right.
You know, he's all that Dallas knew he was and let go.
And let him go.
And he is all that internally in himself.
Right.
Man walks, you know, quiet, but with a big stick.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's literally, it's not about his size. If you play that size game with him, by the time you look up, there will be some serious points on the board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They tried to do it late in the game. putting Chetty Osman on him.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, this is no longer an aberration. Can he do it? You know, we need to see him more, whatever. That's gone now.
Right.
That narrative is gone.
Right.
He is, you know, we haven't had that since Melo, a guy that when he shoots it, you think it's going, you know it's going in.
Right. You want him to take that shot.
You want him to take that shot.
You need him to take that shot.
You need him to take that shot. He better take that shot.
He better take that shot.
He better take that shot. Nobody else better take that shot but him.
But him.
You see what I'm saying? That's where he's coming. I don't want this to be the Brunson show, but
but it's the Brunson. Hello.
But it's the Brunson hour right now.
Right.
You know, but to everyone else, and we're gonna touch on Brunson again, Julius, because I'm on record saying all of what he did in the regular season, it's nice.
Right.
His season starts where he left off 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And you're not gonna feel well coming this time of the year.
Right.
Everybody has bumps and bruises and dealing with some real stuff. You don't think Jalen Brunson is hurting right now?
Yes.
You don't think he's sore?
Even the young players. Even the young players.
Because it's a long season.
Right.
It's a lot of bumping and grinding. It's a lot of hard fouls. You know, it may not be 90s basketball anymore, but best believe cats are still out here cashing the check. So cats have to play hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he, you know, he kept his composure. And that's what I was looking for with Julius out the gate. I'm like, I know you're going to be excited. You want to play. You want to show New York that we here. Right? And he doesn't have a good fourth quarter, but he has probably the most important, you know, activity in that fourth quarter when he grabs that offensive rebound.
At the end of the game. Saved our life, bro. Saved our life. It saved it saved our lives, bro. And there were some plays. There were about 12 or 13 plays that were done so smooth. It let Knicks fans know that this ain't 2 years ago. This is now. Right? Because there was a play, AD, I don't know if you remember, it was a sequence, right? In the third quarter. Julius Randle caught the ball on the block, and Cleveland, as soon as he caught it, they did the same thing Atlanta did 2 years ago. They did the zombie trap where the guy pops out in front of Randle like a zombie movie, like a Scooby-Doo movie. I might be doubling, I might not. Here I am. Randle, I might be coming, I may not. And Randle was holding the ball. And
it confused him.
And you saw Tibbs like, no, Julius, like
the ball.
Tibbs was yelling from and Randle slingshotted the ball out of bounds.
Yes.
And going back up the floor, Tibbs was cussing, and then they came right back down. He caught it up top. He gave it to Brunson. He went to the block. Brunson threw him the bounce pass on the block. Randle, I might be coming.
Right.
And you know what Tibbs did? He didn't even yell at Randle that time. You know what he did? Obi! And got Obi ass up, and Randle threw that ball out of bounds, and he went straight to the bench. And you know what? You know what that tell you, Knicks fans? King Ribby, you know what that tell you? King Ribby, Keith Turner, you know what know what that tell you? The Knicks recognize the same stuff the fans see. They not crazy.
Right.
They see the same stuff the fans see. They probably see it before we do. Right. And they game plan for this not to be that. Right. As soon as he got Obi up, and Randle had only played I think it was 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Right.
As soon as he did it, he got Obi. Right. And Obi only played 12 minutes yesterday? Or 14 minutes or whatever it is.
It wasn't a major amount of time. But you know, you still needed his body out there because Randall wasn't ready to go the whole way.
No,
I'm saying, but
fresh off
not yet.
right.
But it was one of those things that we as fans, we look at Tibbs for adjustments, and we don't give him the credit that he deserves when he makes moves like that. It's almost like, he's supposed to do it. He's a coach.
Right.
No, you can't take nothing for granted.
Right.
Because this is the same coach who brought in, Ntilikina, who hadn't played in forever, in a key moment to guard Trae Young. Right. And just because he had some success against him in the Euro League, the Euro Championship, whatever. Yep. And we don't give him, the props and the credit for making those in-game decisions, making those adjustments. And remember, you're doing this on the fly.
Right. Right.
With 30,000 people screaming.
Right.
With you trying to, your coaches, your assistant coaches are trying to get your attention too, and you can't pay them no attention because you have to look at the game.
Right.
So it's not until you get a timeout is when you go to your assistant coaches and you do a quick, okay, boom, 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 boom. You run to the board, you draw up this play, draw up that play, or this work, that don't work. All right, go to and then okay, Jalen, do your thing.
Right. Right. And listen, I ain't even go front, big dog. Yesterday there were some things that happened in the game yesterday that this Knicks team is, man, listen. What's that? Is that J Boogie? Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna send J Boogie to join, but we not gonna open it up to everybody, bro. It'd just be like, look, J Boogie is like our brother, so let me do this.
Absolutely, why not?
For you know what I'm saying. Next thing you know, it's like the Knicks morning drive up here. We can't even talk.
People know, because they're excited, they want it, they feel it, but everyone out there who's watching, who's not, and so forth, we letting in J Boogie. It's not, y'all know what the course of order is.
Yeah, so they know
whatever questions, stuff you may have, just throw it in the chat. Freezy's watching, I'm watching.
Yeah, man.
But it it's one of those just things that, like I said, with Tibbs, that we don't give him the credit that he'll deserve in certain moments, and putting in guys in their role, like Josh Hart.
Right.
Going into the games, I was, me and my nephew, we chopping it up, and I was like, oh, all I want from Josh Hart to do is to beat Josh Hart. Right. I'm not looking for him to go score 20.
Right.
I'm just looking for him to do what he does, which is be the professional pit bull that he is when he gets into the game.
Right.
He's going to put the pressure on you at 6'5". When's the last time you see a 6'5" dude that's always in the lane, trying to scrap for a steal, a rebound,
something?
Can you imagine if he was 6'9"?
You know who he is? AD, you know who Josh Hart is, and it's probably gonna make you laugh because he's not as tall as this guy that I'm about to say, but he does the same stuff. Josh Hart to the Knicks is what Cedric Cornbread Maxwell was to the Celtics in the 80s. You like, he don't do, he not big, and he just always in the middle of something.
Always in the middle of something.
You like, God, you like, you can't game plan for, how you out here in these playoff streets talking about you ain't gonna game plan for Larry Bird because you gonna game plan for Cornbread Maxwell.
It's that Iguodala kind of play. He's always in it.
Right.
It's something. Remember when Iguodala was with Philadelphia?
Yeah.
He was like an afterthought.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he goes to Golden State. His skill sets,
You forgot about him in Denver too. Remember,
he forgot about him in Denver. Dude, I totally skipped over Denver.
Right. He was in the Dwight Howard trade.
Yeah. But you see him when you have other good players, all of a sudden the things you didn't realize that he was doing, Yeah, he wasn't scoring 30 and stuff like that in Denver and Philly, and he wasn't the prolific guy besides him being an uber athletic, right? But put him on that team that knew how to use those skill sets and wasn't worrying about the necessarily points that he's putting up, and they could do things like the death lineup,
right?
Josh Hart is like, it's that same cloth. When they made that trade for Hart, and a lot of some people were like, well, he can get 10 points today and 3 points tomorrow, and but he can also get 8 rebounds from his position, 4 steals,
and if you overplay the superstars, like if you overplay Parrish, if you overplay McHale, if you overplay Bird, Cedric Maxwell will get 27.
He's an MVP.
And you like, what?
Finals MVP.
I don't even remember him scoring.
I don't even remember him scoring. I remember him doing a lot of talking before the game.
Oh,
but when you see him out there, like, we forget that Cedric Cornbread Maxwell was an MVP.
Yes,
it's that kind of dedication, that kind of determination that you need from these guys, and true to form, Tibbs had him out there when it mattered the most.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And who wasn't out there when it mattered the most? Your number 3 pick.
Right. Ay, jeez.
Who did not have a good game.
Right.
But it's only game 1. I fully expect for him to rebound. Right. And give a better account of himself.
Right.
It's just one of those things here this morning, and I'm speaking directly to RJ. It's like, don't beat yourself up, my guy, because you got to win.
Right.
Just go back, watch tape, and come better for the next game. Jay Boogie
is in the
what's
building.
The deal, my guy? Look like you about to rip off that seat. Go ahead, go Hulkamania, baby. Go wild. Let the pythons out, baby.
Hulkamania, brother.
I got to give my ritual, man. Hey, good morning to my brothers, man, on this beautiful Sunday morning, man. If you like me, you got no sleep at all last night. You was lit. Shout out to this chat. Shout out to everybody in that Orange and Blue Network. Shout out to Freezy. Shout out to my brother, AD. I had to be upon this. I had to come up here this morning, man. I'm tired. I ain't been to sleep. I've been up all day. I've been in the studio. I had to be up here. I'm going to say it like this, in the reverse form of the great LeBron James. Cleveland, this is not for you. Cleveland. I'm going to tell you that, man. Shout out to the team. Great win, big, great win. Way to go on the road. Snatch that game 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's our building. AD, they messed up from the jump before they even threw the tip off. I said it's on. Did you hear they was playing Jay-Z in the background? Yeah. And he was spitting the whole verse. Yeah. I said to myself, if they close their eyes and meditate for a second, they'll feel like they in the garden.
Right.
What?
Absolutely. It was just as you to speak to that point, the spot I was at last night, and me and Freezy was talking about it early, because the martinis was flowing. We at the spot, and at some point,
my man arm tired. My man,
what?
My man arm tired.
Excuse me, please take the cherries out the drink. Okay,
yes,
we don't do that here. All right. So at some point, Boogie, they threw on Who Shot You.
Oh,
it was like an earthquake. You hear me? It was like an earthquake, and the DJ had the nerve to then play the Jadakiss live version, the freestyle against the Dipset.
Oh,
I thought I was gonna have a heart attack in there.
What?
Like, it was like, if you wasn't like, you already know what it is. It's like, and I'm talking about not just New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, whatever.
Yeah,
this is us.
It's the Metro.
Yeah, it's the Metro. Once that hit right there, it was like,
Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet thundering, shaking the concrete. Oh my God. Get out of it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sick. It was like a perfect time. It was like a perfect moment. It's like, okay, that's it. Okay, this game is over. Game 2. Game 2. Absolutely.
You know what you were supposed to have done? You're supposed to went up there to the DJ and say, yo, where your email at? I got something for you.
No, for real. For real.
You were supposed to be like, yo, put this in.
Put this in.
All eyes on us.
For real. For real. Absolutely.
Put this
Absolutely. I will be more prepared next time because you know
man, that's all good, man.
We gotta stay in the same spot where we got the win. So that's where we going back. We got the win. That's where we going.
I ain't even gonna, man. Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you. I saw when you saw the Knicks come out the game and take a 9-2 lead off rip. You like, oh, Cleveland looked shook. Like, yo, these boys came to play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They had to get in. They had to get in survival. Man, the Knicks came out looking to blow the doors off them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You come in their house. They out there doing their intros. They out there doing all their fancy handshakes. You know them boys be out there doing all that stuff, right? Yeah. Hey. They out there doing their thing, bro. And then soon they tip the ball. The Knicks is up 9-2.
Yeah.
Easy.
It ain't even a question.
Easy. And they didn't fumble when Jalen went to the bench.
Right.
No. And that's the great thing. I heard you speaking upon it earlier about, with Julius he's not quite there yet as far as his win, but he had that win early. And that played his part. You know what I'm saying? For him to have it going early, I'm gonna give it because I know I'm gonna be winded. Man, great big time win, man. That's all I keep hearing myself. Okay, you want to boom, what you go? No, Biggie is on this track tonight. We all dangerous.
Yeah,
all in dangerous. Ain't too many can bang with us straight up. Hey, label us notorious.
What?
Yeah.
Straight up weed, no angel dust.
Yeah. Label us notorious. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. That game, that was a total team win. How we sealed it, though. How we sealed the win. You come down, you get the ball, you down by 2. Because remember, we was up by 2. Remember, we was up by 4, right? They go down, they score, they get they dunk inside, nobody fouls, they allow them to have it. It's better to give up the 2 than to give up the 3, and it's better to give up that than to foul them on the 3-pointer and stop the clock. All them situations.
Right.
So however they scored, hey man, you live with it. We get the ball. It's a 1-possession game. We come down at about 9 seconds. Jalen Brunson, gets into his shot. He misses. And our injured superstar on one leg, right, gets the offensive rebound and kicks it out. On the rebound, they try to chase him, right? He kicked it out real fast. Give it to Grimes. And Garland fouls Grimes. And our young player goes to the line and knocked down 2 free throws, sealing a playoff win. He was cool as the other side of the pillow.
Shades of Hubert Davis.
Yes. And the thing about it is when you think back to it, Cleveland had 2 guys right there. If they get that ball, they call a timeout. They go to down by 2. They get it. They advance it to half court. They get Donovan Mitchell in a 1-on-1 situation with one of our guys. And they could have snatched that. They could have snatched that win out of us and broke our heart.
That would have hurt for the series.
That would have, man.
Because the team was reeling. Because they had a 10-point, 11-point lead, and it just kept dwindling.
Right.
And it was like because they were doing, turning the ball over, not getting proper shots.
Right.
It was one of those. It was like every team in the playoffs is going to face moments like that.
Right.
Right. Where you all of a sudden things is not going right. The coach can't save you from the sideline.
It's basketball. It's basketball.
Right. And you have to regain your composure.
Right.
And I mentioned that early about Julius. Jules, he never lost his composure.
Nope.
You
For
know,
real.
you kept it, you know, and that's the thing. Like Julius Randle, you know,
But
we need you to score.
right.
Yeah, we need you to, you know, show leadership and stuff like that out there. But doing all of that and keeping your composure, that's how you're gonna win. That's how
you go. That's how you go win. And think about it. When he got that rebound, he didn't dribble and look for. The first thing he did was get it to the other, share this basketball.
Yeah.
And I want to point. I pointed that out because there were plays in the game when Randall got the ball, and he hit Mitchell Robinson inside for dunks. Right. And so the thing about that is when you think about it on a star level, when you are not 100%, can you get others involved and make others better? And Randall did that numerous times yesterday. That the one where he drove and he wrapped the ball around Jarrett Allen back to Mitch cutting to the basket.
Right.
You like, whoa.
Right.
What? I thought I was, no lie. It was like watching Lloyd Banks freestyle. You like, you know what I'm saying?
At the punch.
Yes. You feel me? And then late in the game, when they knew Randall was going to try to force it up on an injured leg, and Randall saw Mitch coming, he looked at Mitch, and Mitch was cutting. And because if y'all remember, he turned it over because he threw Mitch a pass. It was too hard. It hit off Mitch's shoulder and went out of bounds. Right. So this time he saw Mitch cutting, and he did the same thing, and he took something off it. It went right in Mitch's hands, and Mitch dunked it. So it wasn't one of them, I threw it to you last time, you missed. I got to take. Nah, I got faith in you, big fella. We playing together. It's a team game.
Yeah.
Team game.
You feel me? It's these little things that you see in the playoffs, man, that build character and things for this team, man. I mean, yeah, man. I mean,
it's that trust factor. It builds the trust.
Right.
You know, it keeps guys off Twitter.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It keeps guys off Twitter. Keeps guys out their feelings.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's because at some point you have to realize it's not about you. It's about the collective.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, who cares what you got as long as you get the win?
Right.
You know, look at Donovan last night. Donovan took like 30-something shots.
30s, yes.
Right?
For 38 points. They thought he was on fire.
38 points because nobody else could score. Nobody else was being a threat.
That half-court defense is something, bro.
Yeah, the half-court
defense is a problem, bro.
But that's why you pay the superstar to put the team on his shoulders.
Right.
Everybody else, you know, you don't want to. What's going on here? Okay, I got this,
bro. I have court defense. I have court defense. You know, people talk about the young guys not scoring, but their defense yesterday, A+. They gave up one or two wide open shots, but man, when a team take 83 shots and you give up one or two open shots, I'll take
Sneakers
that.
Was squealing. Sneakers was squeaking last night. Was squealing. Absolutely.
Right, bruh.
You know, I wish I could get in Julius' head and talk to him and tell him, see, big fella, the referees are not against you. Even all that mopping and all that you did all year, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the referees for getting that call right on the elbow to old boy's face, because that was the natural move. You trying to take the charge, I'm trying to step through, and both his hands was on the ball to try to get through. Shout out to the referees getting that call right. The play before when Julius got the rebound, I can't forget Hartenstein diving on the floor to tip that ball back.
Right.
That was an all-out effort, and you seen Mitchell doing that all day.
Cleveland was watching him do it while he was doing it.
Yeah, you seen Mitchell doing that all game long, diving after getting the loose ball.
Right.
But on that particular play, shout out to Hartenstein for that. But I gotta go one more step even further. When they was down low and Julius pump fake and dude came across his head and hit him, and they got tangled and Julius threw his hands all up. You know, right then and there, I'm like, Julius, gather it, get it together. And he went to that line at a most pivotal time of the game with the crowd going crazy. And he knocked both them free throws down to silence the building. I'm like, yeah, the mental approach. That's that Kobe effect in him right there, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. Yo, man, there's so many plays, man. Shout out to the squad, man. I know Donovan got his feelings hurt in the game when Brunson winked his eye at him. Yeah. Hold that, big fella. I ain't done with you. I only played one half.
Got you again. And I only played one half. Got you again.
Now I need you to come back next game and shoot 60 shots so you could be even more tired of going down the stretch. Because I keep telling y'all, Darius Garland is not that dude. He don't have it. I've been saying it all along. He went to the All-Star game because the All-Star game was in Cleveland. He can get baskets on a high pick in their offense or on transition. When it comes to a half-court set, clear it out, move out the way, he is not that type of guy. That's why he got shut down in the second half. Chuck D, shut him down. Shut him down. One shot he took, that defense was clicking. They're hot.
Yeah. Shout out to Chuck D. Shut him down is a classic. Classic. I heard
Black Steel in the hour. It's Black Steel in the hour of chaos, my brother.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah.
I begged them last night, man. Please, if you don't want to remix it, clear it and let me have that Terradome.
Yes.
Clear it and let me have. I was on the line with him. Like, we're going back and forth. Please, let's do a remix. Welcome to the Terradome. Welcome to the Garden Dome.
Right.
Or give me the clearance and let me get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man. For game 4 in the Garden. Can you imagine? Like, you remember against Atlanta, how it felt like the entire tri-state could hear the Knicks fans roar in that game 1. You felt it when they were leaving the building. It was like, just especially after they won in game 2, it was like when you could feel it. Cats didn't want to go anywhere. Imagine what Friday night is going to look like outside the Garden.
Oh my God.
Around that area. New York, it's in itself. Like, it's I was telling Freezy, all of a sudden, Boogie, everybody had their knit gear on, right? And I'm gonna keep it 100. I woke up yesterday morning. I got a couple of knit gifts for Christmas. I refused to even try them on, right? So we're talking like 5-6 months now. 2 different versions, the black and gold, the 75th white anniversary joint, right?
Right.
I pulled them out the closet. I was like, I can't do it. I took it out. I can't. I said, I know me. When I you see, dude, let me show you how real it is, right?
It's real out here.
Okay. Right?
It's real out here.
I couldn't bring myself to put it on because I said I become a whole nother animal when I got the colors on my back. It's a whole nother beast. I can do it maybe if I'm in the house. Right. I may even make a head tie out of it, wrap my head up in it. Right. It don't really matter as long as it's there. But for me to be outside with the knit colors on and to see any kind of detractors, it's not gonna go well.
It's like what?
So my nephew is like, so when you gonna bless us? When you gonna put it on? I said, not yet. Not now.
Bro, when I throw the joints on, man, it's like Animal Thug when I'm in cages. That's all I'm thinking. It's like, I'm telling you, whatever's hype song.
It's like MOP, Annie Up.
I'm
gonna change my whole feeling because you know what? It's not time yet. It's not time yet. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. Maybe for Friday night. I may put it on Friday night.
Oh my God.
Tell you what. Well, I'm gonna be there Friday and I'm gonna be there Sunday. Me and my family, we are in the building. Friday, my born day. I'll be double Nick. Double Nick. That's what I'm calling. Not 55, not Michael Jordan with the double Nick. No, I will be double Nick.
Right.
55. And I'm going to be aired up. And it's something that might happen. You might be putting that thing on. If we go 3-zip, put that thing on Sunday. That's 4 straight.
4 straight.
4. Okay.
Gotta speak it into existence, man. Gotta speak all this into existence. Right. I'm riding with the squad. I'm riding with y'all, man. Man. Yeah. Yes, on the road, man.
No,
we gotta.
Right.
Jay Boogie, I got a joint, man. I wanna take a deep breath, man. Play a joint right here. I got earlier. And chat. I want y'all to listen to a joint, man. I just got it. I'm gonna just play it right quick and
world premiere, man.
A world premiere. So I'm gonna play this joint, man. Chat, I know y'all gonna like it, man. Chat, this is for y'all. New York, this for you.
You say you a baller. I put this work in, but your play don't rep your name. What's his name?
Big 30, I'm 2-time that all-star. Yeah. Back when Utah, next up the playoffs. You see the squad right now, we in a good mood. I'm 3/4 plus taped up with some Kobe shoes. This time around the season, the league on alert. Plus Mitch drove to the crib, some big fella work. I'm locked in for the season. My point guard already killed the dude that went to Cleveland. A couple of dudes like Max, yeah, they still hating. That's why they squad just made it for the play-in. I'm 2-stepping with my handle, my black Tom Fords. I'm on my Kodak Randall. You can't say your boy ain't doing my thing. I fade away with the winner, might bring, call it the bang bang. It's on now, playoffs, we in a stretch run. I called Cali, said Boogie, you got another one.
Are you a baller player, sitting on the bench? No manager season, how many games you miss? I show up, my shoot around, take no games off, take no days off, take my shades off. Baller.
I see you watching,
but you ain't showing up for every game. How you say you a baller?
I put this work in,
but your play don't rep your name.
It feels good to a dad to see his kid smile. A frost glow, my wrist peak, my purple dial shining. Right now I'm on my grind. Before I go, gotta ask Jalen, you want some wine? That wrist game stay flicking. Old spray water, splash. Most trades in the first quarter, popping. Right now, city on bright. High beams, Madison Square Garden lights. With no pressure and clutch moments with free throws. I'm knocking both of them down from Topo Chico. My only injury report, they say I'm probably suiting up, playing tonight probably. A lot of dudes be really taking them games off. I can't go tell coach scratch my name off. It's so good when kids fans, they know your name. Them paid tickets plus photos after every game.
Are you a baller player, sitting on the bench? No manager season, how many games you miss? I show up, my shoot around, take no games off, take no days off, take my shades off. Baller.
I see you watching,
but you ain't showing up for every game. How you say you a baller?
I put this work in,
but your play don't rep your name.
It's money time, that means we playing through all injuries. Regular season's over, this money time. And don't worry about how many trades I be putting up. I be knocking them down because I'm confident in them. And every trade I hit is a donation for the young ones coming up. You heard?
But your play don't rep your name.
Say you a baller.
Yo, that's fire.
That's for the ones that be sitting out them games, having them fake
street clothes.
You know what I'm saying? Knowing that people paying all that money to come see you play. Our guy don't take no games off unless it's a severe injury, and he fight back to get back on the court. And also, shout out to Hardenstein for playing every game this year too. Right. Shout out to that guy right there, man.
Yeah.
You telling me you're a baller and somebody just paid $1,800 to come see you play and you sat down on some talking about low management. No.
Right.
Stop that, man.
Cut that
Stop
out.
that.
Man,
you say you're a baller.
Yes, indeed.
Show up at every game.
You a baller out here, and we got watching you in street clothes. Nick G, Thank you for the generous contribution. Yo, AD, I got superstitious. I wore Cavs colors to get that voodoo on the Cavs. Best win of the year. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
to Nick G and the family. That's a nice capture right there. Nick G and the family. Absolutely.
Man, blessings to Nick G.
We love
great
the
man,
youth.
great dad, great brother, great
G. So what's the motivation for that, J Boogie? That was just a joint. You just need to send a message.
Yeah, I just wanted to send a message, you know what I'm saying? And a couple of things, you know what I'm saying? People worried about, don't worry. Like when I say, man, the point guard, he been killing Donovan. You know what I'm saying? It's just a message, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to send out, man, that you gotta appreciate the small things, man. Guys show up every game. And he has some bad he has some bad situations throughout. All ball players gonna do that. But for that man to shoot up every time to play, you know what I'm saying? That's what I love and I respect, because when I spend my hard-earned money for the Delta, when I spend my hard-earned money on the Delta, I know that my guy is going to be in the building. I know Brunson is going to be in the building. Them guys, they're going to play unless it's a severe injury. And I respect them for respecting our hard-earned money, because it's not easy to come up with that bread to go see these games, and then you talking about you ain't playing Kawhi Leonard, you ain't playing maybe so many of these guys on management, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not even fair. I was shocked when Kawhi played in the Garden the night before they played Brooklyn.
Right.
And he played in the Garden. But yeah, sure, everybody should want to play when you come in the Garden. But more importantly, make sure you want to play when you're in your own building. You don't know what somebody's spending.
Absolutely. Right. Salute to the God, Nick G. First time here.
Nick,
live and direct on Old School Knicks.
How the family going, boss?
Yo, I don't feel old enough to be on this show.
Yeah, because you're not, but we'll see.
You're a young whippersnapper.
My body feel old though. I ain't
whipping and snapping. Whipping and snapping.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna do like appreciate it. We gonna do like Nas said in that song. I'm gonna send you on the store run. We gonna wait for another young one to try to knock on the door. You old enough.
Yo, I ain't gonna front, man. I feel so good. I could wear my hoodie right now. I was the only Knicks fan in the building at a friend's house last night. Shout out to ESPN for not letting me watch the game on my well-earned package that I paid the NBA.com for.
Wow.
And so Freezy, why I especially want to shout you out, man. You streamed the whole show.
Right.
So you were Mike Breen for me last night.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were Breen, you were Clyde, you were everybody last night. So shout out for that, man. Every call.
Appreciate it.
I was in my car trying to get pizza, feed the wife and kids, and couldn't do it because I was celebrating in the car.
Bem.
The fact that we had leads for as long as we had leads, bro, then to me the game felt like we dominated.
Yes.
I don't know how y'all felt, but it felt like we dominated.
Right.
Yeah.
And for all the crap, the coach, the Brunson signing, the Randall bashing, the RJ bashing too. I mean, even that, we still won.
Right.
Facts.
I can't say no more, man.
Facts.
Period.
Right.
Hey,
man.
It's a good all the way around performance.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough and gritty. It felt like old times. And again, back to Hart. If there was ever an acquisition that was perfect for a team and a city, in-season acquisition,
right?
Yeah, and I don't believe in those. I actually don't believe in that, bro. The fact that shout out to all the Cam Reddish fans out there. I'm not one of them. You know what I mean? The kid got talent. He made them a lottery team. They were a playoff team before it.
Right.
He propelled us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to say, like, Cam Reddish, technically, I mean, Cam Reddish was the player of the month and got benched the game afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gave that the player of the month got benched.
Yeah.
People was talking crap. And I know I don't know if whoever is saying I'm petty, but Hart is what we needed.
Yeah.
And this is for everybody that say I don't want a Tibbs player.
You said
If
so
Hart
so
is a
you
Tibbs-
said it all. You said it all. Hart is what we needed.
Exactly. But if Hart is a Tibbs player, that's what we needed.
Right. So we needed a cat with Hart, and we got a cat with Hart named Hart.
Named
And
Hart.
Hart is what we needed.
And you know what? Matter of fact, let me throw some more shout outs. Hartenstein. Bro, he was being tough early in the season. He said when they asked him some point in time, I think January, what's making you play good? And he said, I'm just healthy.
Yeah.
And he was making no excuse in the early season.
Yeah.
He's not scoring,
Right.
but he's playing Tibbs defense.
Tibbs defense.
Active.
If that's what we're going to need to get to the next step, I still think Tibbs is my Mark Jackson. We need the Steve Kerr. But I love what I'm seeing. Right now, you can't. I'm just too high, man. I'm
gonna say, bro. I'm gonna say to you, Nick G, relax, bro. Like relax. But before we start thinking about champagne, caviar, and bubble baths.
Oh yeah.
Let's start thinking about like game 2.
No.
You know
Look,
what
I'm not saying we're winning a championship or we're even Golden State.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's not what. No, that's not what I'm alluding to. What I'm alluding to is I think Tibbs with the right personnel can be just as good as a lot of those coaches. I mean, because we forget that Steve Kerr used to be the general manager of the Phoenix Suns.
Yes,
and that team went absolutely nowhere.
Nowhere.
But you equip Steve Kerr with 2 of the greatest players to ever do it, and all of a sudden it makes Steve Kerr look like
he's in the pantheons of greatness.
Yeah.
We forget he was supposed to be the Knicks coach.
Exactly.
He was supposed to be. He backdoored the Knicks in the last second, which I probably would have done the same thing.
Talking about give me a week to think about it. We already know what that meant.
There was nothing to think about.
There's nothing to think about. But remember, I say this for cats that, and I'm not the biggest Tibbs fan, but I can recognize when someone is doing something correct.
Right.
You understand? You just can't just beat somebody the heck up just because you have a personal beef and he's not the one that you wanted to sign. You understand what I'm saying? I remember when the Yankees hired Joe Torre.
Right.
The back of the newspapers, the back of the New York Post was Clueless Joe.
Right.
That's what they were calling him.
Yeah.
If you look at Joe Torre's numbers as a player, it's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a coach, when he coached the Mets and when he coached St. Louis,
right,
when you don't have that kind of talent, a coach is only as good as the talent that he has.
And when Joe Torre was here, remember, Joe Torre started as the player manager. Remember, he was still a player when he was managing.
Yeah.
Right. Remember, they fired the manager midway through the season and told Joe to manage the team and to play. You know what I'm saying? And so so it was man.
I've never believed in, when I used to hear Michael Jordan talk about, and it's not a Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls thing, that it's players that win championships. No, it's organizations win championships. And organization means everybody.
Every single body. That just to like piggyback off of that, like a lot of people early in the season are arguing really more about Tibbs not playing their player. That's usually what it is. It's like just like when we had Frank, just like with Cam Reddish.
I gotta go. You said Frank. I gotta bomb.
Get off camera.
Just like with that, like people just argue really more emotional with the player and that's the difference in generations too.
Yes.
Like this generation more into the players, and if you don't play their players, Obi Toppin involved too.
You know,
Like
because
you look
because
bad,
they're
or
because
they say
their
you
player
gotta
Nick,
go.
you know, because their player Nick, they were at the Garden one day, and that player was nice to them. You know, that player had the
did a
mean
dunk.
that player had the mean Joe Green moment. He throws the kid the towel, and the kid gives him the Coca-Cola. Would you like my Coke, mean Joe Green? You know what I mean? So forever, that's my player. You know,
Yeah,
you could win 20 games for 4 or 5 years in a row, but that's my player.
That's my guy. Yo, what DMX say, man? Yo, that's my man. And I'm like, that's exactly how they act. But anyway, I still love it. That fourth quarter was incredible.
Epic.
Oh man, dude, we tampered, quote unquote. I still don't believe it's tampering because, matter of fact, let's start from the beginning. Let's shout out Mark Cuban for a second. Let's shout out Mark Cuban. Thank you. $54 million. You could have signed this guy for a Mitch contract. A Mitch contract.
Right.
He said no. Thank you, Mark Cuban.
Well, he going through it right now. He going through it right now because Mark Cuban seems like you got to let him go. Looks like another love TKO. Mark Cuban going. He going through it right now. Mark Cuban right now. He loved TKO right now. Right, but I don't care nothing about Dallas. That game yesterday. That game yesterday. The Knicks yesterday. The Knicks established something on national TV. They showed the world that their half-court defense is elite. And now, and I know people are going to say, well, I didn't really see anything. I don't see where they did such and such. Man, listen, Cleveland, the only reason why Cleveland stayed in that game early is because we were throwing the ball away and they were getting points in transition.
Yes.
But if you saw the shots that they were taking in the half court, you were like, I'm good with them taking these shots for 4 games because we're going to pull the brooms out. But the only reason why they even stayed close is because we were throwing long half-court passes to each other in the half court, and they were just picking them off going the other way. But outside of that,
nervous. They were just
outside of that, they didn't even show
the jitters. That was just the jitters. The first playoff game, opening game. That was just the jitters. That's it.
That's their first one without LeBron. Woo. Yep. Good luck. That's one other thing I wanted to pitch out. Out of all 4 of them games yesterday, we the only road team that went in somebody's building and smacked them. And everybody else got aired. That go to show the squad is completely locked in all the way. And I learned about that scenario over the last 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, about what they had in that shirt, all in, all one. That is a big time logo inside the organization. That is their saying right there. I have learned that, you know what I'm saying, over the last 2 weeks, things I'm dealing with right now, that I can say I'm gonna give a thumbs up. We're there, but I can't speak upon it until after,
don't speak on it. Don't let the cat out the bag. Don't mess it up for us. We want to be surprised.
No. You're right. But I can't mess it up for me. But be honest with you, man. Yeah, man. Them people, they locked all the way in, all the way from the top, all the way to maybe the last guy that's on the G League that ain't getting no run. You know what I'm saying? That's within the New York Knicks organization, man. Them people are here. They believe, they have faith, and they having fun. And they're a family. They are really together this year, man. You know what I'm saying? And it shows, the laughters, the togetherness, the fighting through, the hard times, the say-sos that's going against. They get through, they locked in, man, and they see what's at stake. Them people, they want to play hard and win for themselves. And when they do it for themselves, they're doing it for the organization. They're doing it for their teammate. They're doing it for the podcasters, whatever they got going on Twitters, the chats. They're doing it for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And you got to appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, for a wonderful, you know what I'm saying, first season they gave us. That was the regular first season, because this is a whole nother season. And right now, we're one of the ones that can stand up and say we're 1-0 and we're on the road. We ain't got home. Man.
Absolutely.
Jay Booker,
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna front, man. AD, I ain't gonna front. You know, I'm kind of a skeptic, right? Like I not like I doubt everything, but I like for people to prove stuff to me before I believe it, right? Like I just you know, you got to prove
Which
it
is
to me,
good.
prove it to me,
Which is
prove it.
cool.
But this team right here, man, I think I'm bought in. Right? I think I'm bought in early. And the reason why I think is because they proved some stuff to me. Like quickly and Grimes impacting yesterday's game without scoring. RJ impacting yesterday's game without
Without
scoring.
scoring. Yes. Right.
You know what I'm saying? There are certain things. There are certain things that at some point it's got to be faith based. You know what I'm saying? Some things have got to be faith based, right? And you got to have faith that these young kids are developing in other areas outside of just putting the ball in the basket. And yesterday they proved it on the grandest stage, right? You want to prove it when it matters. Don't prove it to me on some random Wednesday night against the Pelicans or whoever it is that you playing, the Wizards, when it don't mean nothing. And you got, well, RJ had 37, and it don't even matter. Last night, I think RJ might have had 6 points, but he helped shut down Garland and helped slow down Karis LeVert and helped slow down Ricky Rubio.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There was some names. There was some names that got a lot of minutes yesterday that didn't have impact. And you got to give these young kids credit. Yeah.
He kept playing. And that's what you have to be about at this time of the year. And we talked about it earlier. It's not about your stats. It's about what you are going to contribute positively to the overall, final situation, which is the win. It's really not. You worry about that, after the season. How can I get better? How can I improve? But for right here, right now, whatever you can positively contribute to the success of the team, that's what it is. That's what a lot of cats that we've watched throughout the years, prolific scorers, big contract guys, could never do it. And that's no disrespect to a guy like Tracy McGrady. It's no disrespect to a guy like Vince Carter. Prolific guys, right? I was having this conversation yesterday. I said, nah. I said, if I'm, you tell me about VC, uber athletic, but outside of that one run against Iverson in 2000, he's never that guy.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes more than just your persona, what you're getting off court. It's about what you're willing to do on court. I remember Charles Oakley talking about VC, and he was like, yo, you the one that's going to the All-Star game. You're the one that's doing this. You're the one that's doing that. And Oakley can be just brutally honest to a fault, right?
Yep.
But it was the truth. It's like, yo, we're only going to go as far as you take us. You understand? It may be unfair, right? But it's the truth. It's how you practice. It's when you show up to the game. It's how you go to sleep. You understand? Julius said that, when the late Kobe Bryant when he was on the team, said he landed in whatever, his hometown or whatever. He's like, you ready to go out? I think, where's he from? Dallas?
Yeah.
He ready to go out. Kobe was like, nah, meet me at the gym.
So they landed in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Like,
yeah, they went in Detroit, and Kobe and Randall knew people in Detroit. And one dude wanted to go hang out, and the other dude knew a dude that owned the gym. And Kobe was a dude that knew the dude that owned the gym.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, go work on your craft. That's how you get the leadership. That's how you build that.
Yeah, man. Yesterday was a good and yesterday we were so good. I'm looking for the stats of Cleveland for yesterday, what they shot from the floor.
Yeah.
So Cleveland shot. Yeah, they shot 43.4% from the floor, right? And they took 83 shots. So I don't know what amount of shots they take for the season. I think they take about 82 shots a game. So they took 83 shots yesterday. But the fact that, man, Cleveland tried to drag us out into deep water. Teams will do that. And when I mean drag you out into deep water, what I mean by that is teams want you to play their game. And so they try to stop you from playing your game. Miami does it a lot. Miami stops you from running up and down the floor and gets you into that style where they contest everything. Right?
Right.
And so I'm hoping Miami does that to Milwaukee. But ultimately what I'm getting at is Cleveland tried to do it to us yesterday, trying to make us, work around in the half court. But when they found out that they couldn't stop Jalen Brunson, they tried to put a different side. When they found out Darius Garland couldn't guard Jalen Brunson, they had to go with Chetty Osman. Somebody got something in the background? Is that me? Is that me with something?
I don't know. I heard it for a half a second.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I heard it too, but
okay. But my point. Oh, geez.
I think it's the feedback.
My point was when Darius Garland couldn't defend Jalen Brunson, they had to switch up and put Chetty Osman on him. And it totally derailed what they were doing down the stretch.
Facts.
How about this, Frazy? I'm going to go even further. When they find out that Okoro can't check him, and then Tom exposed him on the offensive end,
right,
using his man to do extra stuff, that eliminated him for the rest of the game, perhaps maybe the rest of the series. He can't even be on the floor. You can't check Jalen, and that's their best defensive player. Right. And you can't make shots. You can't be on the floor. So what
you out here for? What you out here for? You can't do nothing.
They got nobody for him. All Jalen has to do is not get, like Josh said at halftime, yo, he know not to get them bonehead fouls. Don't get them bonehead fouls where you can stay on the floor. We know what he's going to do. That's why I say they only got one half of him yesterday, and that was the best half. This game is not even closer if he's on the court in the first half like he normally would. So, shout out to Tom eliminating, exposing that dude when they're on offense. We're going to force them to make him. He took a lot of shots. And until the announcer has said, when he had drove and got a layup, the announcer has said, that's what he need to be doing. That's what he need to be doing. Driving to the basket. That was one of Jalen's mistakes. What are you running him off that trade line for? No, you want him to brick that up. You shoot that, please. It's free. Right. What they say? He's on our team. He's playing with us. He's playing with us tonight, man.
Facts.
Right. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Security guard Josh Hart. You know what? I think Josh be chasing. I'm gonna call him security because he be chasing RJ. He be chasing. When RJ be driving to the basket or running on a fast break, he's chasing RJ. You know what? It's in his mind. He think he gonna miss. He cleans up behind RJ. He cleans up.
It's just in his heart. It's just in his makeup to be in the paint.
I'm coming.
And he's only like 6'4". That's the
only Oh my God! I'm giving him 6'5", right?
Tops.
It tops, but it's in his heart to be in the paint.
Yeah.
A lot of times I see him in there. I'm like, you know what? Because
you got some headphones, man.
Who?
I don't think it's me because I muted myself just now, but I'll do it again.
Okay. See, all of that went away, Nick. No, it did. No, it did. Something happened.
It's something with the feed because I hear it now. It's like a feedback.
Okay.
But let's rock it through. But it's something about who he is as a player. He wants to mix it up. He wants to be in the paint. You know what I'm saying? You can't comfortably Look at that assist that Randall gave him when Randall drove to the paint. It was like he's right there on his hip. He was right there on his hip. And to Randall's credit, Randall could have took that shot.
Yeah.
And got an offensive rebound if he missed it. It was
And
like, he's right there. You know, that's my man's in him. Boom.
yeah.
Why struggle when he can just hit this easy little right there? Because why? He's always in the paint.
The paint. I think Josh might have, his game might have came up playing Utah. Remember we used to play Utah or King of the Mountain?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he used to be in the paint.
You know, when you know what I mean? But that's where we all developed our love and skills for the game. Like you gotta be able to show and prove in games like that. And because that's his style, he's in the paint so much, a lot of times the refs are not gonna call a 3 second.
Right.
Because he's only 6'5". So you don't really notice him like he's always in the paint. He's always in the paint.
Yeah, he remind me of Cornbread Maxwell, bro. When he do stuff, he's so irritating, bro. He's so irritating.
And he can handle the ball. Because last night as well, he served as the backup point when Quickly wasn't getting it done. They put him on the ball.
When Quickly did that, oh man, yeah, we gotta do something, man. Somebody gotta do something, bro. We can't rock like this. Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna mute. Maybe it's me. I'm gonna mute for a second.
I'm gonna hop off, man. I love y'all, my brothers. I gotta go. You know, I gotta get online. It's almost 1 o'clock. You know, I be, you know, betting on them games. I gotta go get me in right now, man. I gotta get ready for Miami because if Miami can do what I'm dreaming scenario is Miami knock it off Milwaukee, we can get home court advantage in the second round. That's my dream scenario.
South Beach. South Beach.
Here we come.
South Beach.
Here we come.
You don't want us down there.
I'm going
down there.
I'm gonna tell my wife. In second round, we playing Miami. I don't go to Orlando next month to Walt Disney, but we going to South Beach while we there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, man, I love y'all guys, man. Have a great continuing on Sunday, man. Appreciate you having me on. Shout out to the chat, man. Everybody that, you know what I'm saying, last night, you was well deserving of that, you know what I'm saying? All season long, you deserve for that team to play like that for you, man. And you deserve to feel how you've been feeling all year. And you deserve to talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Nick did up in them people's house. The only nigga. Talk your talk, man. Don't go on mute. Let me go on mute.
Nick, did they feed you last night while you was in the people's house?
Man, I didn't want to. I mean, I'm with friends. They casual basketball fans. They try to feed me. I had a little bourbon, you know what I mean? But that's about it. I ain't, you know, I wasn't feeling it. I had my own dried pineapples, you know what I mean? I had my Voodoo Cleveland shirt on. And I was chilling, man, but it was good. It was still good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I honestly think, man, this Knicks team can go as far as So Nick G, you probably hadn't heard, man, but I don't fear Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is touchable. I don't think they're untouchable, right? Because when I saw the Milwaukee games earlier, when I watched from this desk as Drew Holiday hit 2 step-back threes over an outstretched Quentin Grimes to put that game away. And in a million years do I believe he can ever do that again in order for Milwaukee to beat the Knicks. And I watched the other game where Brook Lopez legit knocked down 3 corner three. He was ice cold, right? He was like 1 of 7 or 0 for 6. And then he hit like 3 corner threes in a row over Mitchell Robinson that didn't close out properly, right? Okay. For Milwaukee to win. And I don't think that can happen in another million years. I think Milwaukee is praying. I think Milwaukee is praying that they get Cleveland because Cleveland is soft and Milwaukee would just bully them, right? But the Knicks in this half-court style, and I know Cleveland had the number 1 defense and blah, blah, blah. I know Cat's going to tell me that Cleveland had the number 1 defense and regular season and this and that. I know. In respect to everybody, what Cleveland, how did Cleveland defense look last night, y'all? Did Cleveland half court defense? Did Cleveland defense look like they were the number one defense?
Their offense, because their offense was so bad, it affected their defense.
Right.
And their bigs, Allen and Mobley, they're the type of bigs that should give us trouble.
Right.
Have given us trouble.
Hold
because
on.
They're so long.
Can I let me just chime in for a quick second on that, AD. Let me just give you my take on their bigs for a second. Mobley is 2 years away from having the body type to do what you're trying to give him credit for right now. Like, Mobley can't dish out or take a Randall beating.
Right.
Like, he doesn't match up with our bigs because our bigs play fundamental basketball.
Okay.
Right. And when I'm really watching the game as y'all speaking right now. Right. So one of the things that I see here that's a big problem for Cleveland, our bigs pass, Randall and Obi, and also Hartenstein. So trapping them is hard.
Right.
You can't double our bigs. Mitch has verticality. He could jump higher than Allen. He's a better rebounder, and our guards rebound too. RJ, while he had a bad game yesterday, he does drive the ball, draw fouls, all that. So that puts a lot of teams in jail. Like, Cleveland is in trouble to me because 3 players played 48 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, hold on, wait. Garland 43, Mitchell 43, Allen 42, 37 from Mobley. They can't keep that up all series. They cannot. And while I would not describe them as soft, I will describe them as they are punch drunk by the end of the fourth quarter because they can't take Randall beating. And Randall only played 32.
Right. Yeah. I don't think Randall's is still at 100%, and his wind is not up.
No way.
When Randall rounds back into shape, I think Milwaukee will be in trouble. Right. By the time we get through with Cleveland, and listen, I understand what people are gonna say about Cleveland's for one. Let me say this: Cleveland is an excellent team. Right. I think Cleveland has a bad matchup. Right.
Exactly.
But like for instance, I think Cleveland and this everybody has bad. It's an everybody matchup. Like I think Atlanta is a decent team, but they have a bad matchup in Boston.
Definitely.
Right. And I think Cleveland is a great team, better than a lot of people give them credit for. But they play a team that stylistically is a AD. You remember the boxer Andrew Toney?
Absolutely.
I mean, not Andrew Toney, but like James Lights Out Tony. James Lights Out Tony.
James Lights Out Tony.
James Lights Out Tony, right? And he fought at like 165, 172, and so there were some guys.
And 160.
And 160, right. And so there were some guys in those divisions that may had more physical talent, but when he got in the ring with it, he was just a bad matchup for them.
Yeah, because he was a technical fight. He was a technical beast,
and he had exceptional hand speed for a dude his size.
Yeah, but until he fought Roy Jones,
until he got fat. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And even with Roy, he wasn't fat against Roy, but James was fighting the bulge for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be 160 anymore.
Right.
He really didn't want to be 168.
It's just too hard. It's just too hard to get cut weight all the time.
He really didn't want to be 175.
Right.
He wanted to be a heavyweight, so he just ate himself into being a heavyweight.
Yeah. No, yeah, and so what I'm saying about the Knicks is this most teams say, well, what we'll do is we'll grind you out in the half court, right, and go to the red, get after. But the things the Knicks have that other teams don't have, the Knicks have two guys in the backcourt that can guard very, very good. The Knicks have two guys in the front court that are very good rim protectors. Now, usually a team has one of those four things that I mentioned, right? Usually a team has, if you have a rim protector, usually your guards are like Seth Curry and guys like, look at Brooklyn, right? Look at Brooklyn, for example. They have good wing defenders, right? But in their backcourt, it's Seth Curry, Dinwiddie, but Nick Claxton makes up for all the errors that they make, right? Or you have a Milwaukee where you have a Drew Holiday and a Javon Carter who are elite defenders. Now, Brook Lopez is a great rim protector, right? Great. He might be Defensive Player of the Year, right? But teams don't often have that or go against that. Like if you're Milwaukee, you don't often face it. Even though you have it, you don't often face it, right? But the Knicks have these guys like if they have Hart, RJ, who are decent defenders, but then there's Grimes, and then there's Quickly, right? And then you have Mitch and Isaiah Hartenstein. What team usually has this many defenders on one team? Usually you can kind of skate through a regular season and win 50 games because you play the Phoenix Suns, even though Devin Booker is a good defender, DeAndre Ayton might not be the best defender. You know what I'm saying? Or say, for instance, you play the Sacramento Kings where Davion Mitchell is a great defender, right? Sabonis may not be the best rim protector.
But he's physical.
Right. And so so these great teams, they don't face stuff like that. Where they're contested all the time, every shot. Now the Knicks, we have our ups and downs because this is new to us and we're trying to figure it out. But Lord knows if we're figuring it out right now as we speak and don't recognize it, like yesterday I felt like the Knicks put on a masterclass defensively against a team on their home court in game one, right? The Cavs had more to prove yesterday than the Knicks do. The Cavs won the most games. The Cavs have the superstar. The Cavs were the highest seed, right? The Cavs are playing at home. The Knicks didn't have any. If the Knicks would have lost that game yesterday, we would have talked it up. Well, like, yeah, we were just playing them on the road.
They would be anarchy this morning.
Right? Yeah, everybody fighting. Right?
They would be anarchy this morning. But keep it a buck, Freezy. Knicks fans this morning would be firing and chopping up everybody this morning.
But we would understand though if we lost on their floor, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With the mindset. Yeah. With the mindset that we'll get them games back when we get them on our floor. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately what I'm getting at is this team looks like they're putting it together right before our eyes, and Knicks fans don't recognize it because of how bad we looked at times this season. You know what I'm saying? Like we remember being up 8 on Dallas with 40 seconds to go and losing in overtime to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka with 60, 10, and 10.
Right.
We remember the Nicholas Batum Hail Mary 3 at the buzzer against the Clippers when we had that game 1 and then we lost in overtime. Right. We remember RJ giving up that layup to Ja Morant so that Memphis can tie the game. The first game of the season, remember, we lost that in overtime.
Right.
We had Memphis all over the ropes, beating them up. And then they pulled away in overtime because they had a Ja Morant and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So we remember all these bumps and bruises through the years. So now that we're at a place where it seems like we might be good, we're still in this place of trepidation because we saw the wheels fall off. Like we saw the Christmas Day game when a dude named Georgie Niang got hot from 3. Right? We're like, who the hell is George Niang? You know what I'm saying? So we saw those games, and now we're in this moment we might not, you know what I'm saying, be emotionally there where we can make the total commitment to this team being a great team. And I think if you squint hard enough, you might be looking at a team with 2 stars on it. You might be looking at a team that might be a second round team if you squint hard enough. Or if you just believe, you don't need to see nothing. You just have faith that this team is already there.
Well, that change, it started in two folds, Freezing. Right? It started when Tibbs had to have the reassurance from management to do what he wanted to do, which was, I'm not playing a guy who's making $75 million.
Yep.
I'm not playing a guy who you traded for the previous, trading deadline.
Yep.
I'm not playing a guy who you gave $48 million to in Derrick Rose. I'm just not going to play these guys because they don't fit in what I want to do.
Because they trash. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna go there with them. But he just decided that, look, I need to play my guys who are doing what I want to do.
Right.
How I see things. And it was like an eight-ish. I think Obi got hurt right around there, so it wasn't even 9. It was an 8-ish kind of thing. And then it became 9. And then trading deadline comes. He trades for Hart. You see, he removes a malcontent in Cam. And we don't know how behind the scenes, how much Cam was disgruntled or whatever, right? But they got him out.
Right.
Okay. Mitch comes back, because Mitch is always hurt at some point of the season.
Right.
Hartenstein, and I was arguing with this with my friend. I was like, dude, do you remember Hartenstein's February and his early March?
Right.
The man was playing out of his mind.
Yep.
But you don't see it because it's not the glory.
Yep.
It was the guts and the just every loose ball. It was a tip. Somehow he was in there somewhere tipping.
Right.
Somehow he was in there in the mix. I would see on his arm, he has a major slash on his arm that I remember him getting in a game.
Yeah.
Somebody scratched the shit out of him in the game.
Early, Memphis.
He just kept playing.
He just kept playing. Yeah.
It's
the
like,
trainer came out on the floor and put that brown stuff on it. I remember
that's not even a scratch. That's like a deep, just below the surface gash.
Right.
He just kept playing.
Right.
No excuses. Just kept playing.
Right.
So it kind of started from there. Once Tibbs grabbed the whole of the team, and it was like, no more of these, fire Tibbs on the low, the Worldwide West. Don't think we don't know you was the inside snitch trying to fire Tibbs.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All of these little stupid things that were coming out. At some point, Rose is like, look, I brought you here.
Right.
Yep.
Okay? I brought you here. I'm going to see you through. Let's do what we do. Let's do what you do.
Let's do what we do.
Okay? And that $80 million play on the bench, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Derrick Rose liked it so much here. They were trying to give him away, and he refused to be traded.
Derrick Rose basically said, I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
If I have to beg
for your sympathy.
Yeah, man.
Because it means that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg.
and AD, we was thinking about all the fits, where he could go. He went to school at Memphis. He from Chicago.
Refused to leave.
Yeah. And Derrick Rose just said, "I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go."
I refuse to let you go. He was smart enough to realize, you know what? This is a good check here.
Yeah.
They going to the playoffs.
Why would I want to leave here and go to a playoff team? This is a playoff team.
This is a playoff team right here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
man.
The funny part is he's still a factor. Like he could have came in and played for Quickly at some point in time.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'm not saying that he needed to, but and the thing that I absolutely love about yesterday's game is RJ could have a good game. Quickly could still have a good game. Grimes could actually shoot the ball and get better as the series go on. He just left the regular season scoring 20 points a game for like 6 games straight. He could easily catch on fire. And while Randall,
but Tibbs ain't playing. But Nick G, Tibbs ain't playing. Listen, okay, I'll give you an example. Yesterday's game, right? Grimes was wide open for 3. He shoots, he misses. Mitch gets the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Quickly, I think. Quickly takes the shot and misses, right? Somebody gets the rebound, kicks it back out to Grimes, right? Grimes takes the shot and misses. And we get like 3-4 offensive rebounds back to back. We give them the ball to shoot and miss. And you know what Tibbs did? He sat him. Hart! Go get him. Right? And so with that signals to me, because I know where you're going with it. At least I think I can anticipate where you're going with it. The lesson learned in that is in these moments, guys, if you're a shooter, you got to be able to knock down these shots. If not, there is somebody on this bench that will take advantage of those opportunities. So now, because even in that scenario, Tibbs went and got Grimes out the game, and then right before that, Emmanuel Quickly came down and took a heat check in a 2-possession playoff game.
Yeah, I just watched
it. And bro, you see how fast Josh Hart was in that Quickly roll?
Yeah.
Soon as Quickly took that heat check, Josh Hart was in that Quickly roll after that initiating offense.
Yeah.
Right. So my thing is for the young players. I'm not saying that they're not ready. What I'm saying is Tibbs is managing these games like they're life and death, and these young players, they gotta step their game up like it's life and death.
It's the playoffs.
And can they do it? Yes.
Yeah. And you got to add to that this adage that I learned years ago from our favorite once upon a time team president, when he was talking about when we had the Derrick Rose team, the Kristaps Porzingis team with Melo. He said the real development for any player is in the playoffs. What I like about the players that are on this team right now is that, yes, they're getting minutes, they're getting a chance to show what their mantle. But then also, too, the criticism getting pulled out the game isn't making them down.
Right.
You know, like Obi Toppin has a lot of complaints he could make, but he is still playing hard. And that makes it so tough. And we have so much weapons to just throw at people. And I think Tibbs has been very conservative. What we did in the regular season, we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Cleveland never had to play like this in the regular season.
Yeah.
Like 40 plus minutes for Donovan Mitchell, that wasn't a thing that they did. No. They don't play up. They have to try to play up. They don't have a bench like we do.
Right.
Okoro got benched pretty much a month. He couldn't hit shots.
Can't shoot.
Right.
LeVert is hit or miss. He's Tim Hardaway Jr. Part 2 without a shot.
Right.
And he doesn't defend as well.
Right.
Jetty Osman was always on the bench. he wasn't getting no minutes. Like, I mean, and then all of a sudden, oh, I got to play more. They weren't in the pressure situations that we were all year. So Tibbs had guys primed for what we're doing. So now it's just pumping because Hartenstein got to start when Mitch got hurt.
Yeah.
If one of the bigs, God forbid, get hurt, we know Sims could produce.
Right.
If one of these wings get hurt, another one comes in, Deuce is up and ready. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of guys are just okay, I got you, coach. What do you want me to do? Okay, I got you, coach. We had times where Quickly played the 3.
Yeah.
Do the math. Like, there's so much mixing and matching that we could do. And, I heard a lot of people during the season say, I want bigger wings. But one thing that Tibbs got, or with this team right now, is wingspan, even though they're shorter. Look at their half-court defense, like Freezy said. These guys, when they get beat, they recover.
Right.
And they still get back in the play and contest.
Right.
And on top of that, they have the threat to shoot. Josh Hart could shoot. He just doesn't shoot.
But he hit one of the biggest threes last night. When he dropped that 3, like
and he took it with confidence.
Good God. It was like the whole place erupted.
Give us a 1-point lead, right?
Give us
that bourbon in my hand went.
Yeah.
I knocked that bourbon back so fast, bro.
Yeah, it was absolutely, it was crazy because, and it's almost like when he shot it, you expected it to go in.
Thank you.
Because of the kind of play that he's given us and that you kind of remember, like, this dude was a part of championship teams in college. He has that pedigree.
Right.
That's his man, Jalen.
Always making winning plays.
Making a winning play.
Hey, let me say something about Isaac Okoro real quick. I want to give credit to the Knicks half-court defense because this year, after January, so I was looking at this after January. I think it's after January. Isaac Okoro was shooting 45. Isaac Okoro is shooting 43% from 3 this year. I'm talking about this calendar year in 2023. He's shooting 43% from 3, right? And he was a non-factor in the game yesterday.
Yep. That's a lot of pressure, man.
I want to give the Knicks some credit. But AD, we got to get out of here, boss. You wanna say something before we wrap up?
Well, I want to thank Nick G for jumping on.
Nick G,
Jay Boogie for jumping on. Boogie. I'm sorry we couldn't open up to everyone out there in the Knicks fan because I know what the storm is. I feel what it is out there. I know y'all all excited. We rewatching the game today. I know we're gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
So let's just get ready for game 2.
Right.
And hopefully, game 2 would be as game 1. And thank you all again for joining us. I don't know where the journey started, but I know where it ended. It ended with you, Knicks fans. That's what it is. Look for us in the whirlwind.
We out of here, party people. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Thank y'all.